when you come to a family now, there are strong minds and there are weaker vessels. That they are weak doesn't mean they made themselves. That is the way they are. I always use myself. I have 4 kids. Among my 4 kids, they are made differently. None of them is alike. There are 2 that are too strong, very strong character. In fact, before then when that are 2 of the 2 others are quiet. You know, when you come to such family, there are issues, quiet ones that will handle it well. When I wouldn't use the word violent. You know, when in this CK, there are things when they handle for you, you will know they are not good in certain areas, but they will be very, very good in a different area. But the maximum effort is that such family is being protected. So going by what this our brother said in this podcast, he started where we started. He narrated the efforts of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the mobilization aspect of this struggle. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did a great job in mobilizing men and women, not only from one country, different countries. And that is why we saw him going from place to place, talking to Biafrans, sensitizing people about our situation in Nigeria. If not him and that message of sensitization, many of us will still be valuing Nigeria. But through his educational awareness, many eyes were opened, not only to Biafrans. We always see counterparts from Yorubas, from outside, speaking about him, because he opened the eyes of many. He opened Nigeria up and showed people whom Nigeria is, how Nigeria is like, what Nigeria has done to the people, to the citizens. So, the phase of this mobilization took place. That is why in every part of the world, you have IPOB. It's not only that you have Biafrans in different places. Yes, IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra, we are Biafrans. But there are registered members. That's why they are called IPOB under registration. So from what this our comrade is saying here, that IPOB has established grassroots in different countries. I think he called a figure. I would like us to listen to him again. He made a very profound statement in this podcast. Let's listen to him again.
Conflict. And has remained so right from inception till date. IPOB had never advocated for violence in any shape or form.
Which is true.
Of IPOB is not the creation of Biafra. Biafra existed and is still existing legally. Is the restoration of Biafra through.
We all know about this, because that is why we always refer it. Thank you, Omote Urobo. Thank you so much. I can see Lucky here. I can see so many others. Thank you for joining me. So, what he's trying to let us know here, what we are advocating is the restoration of Biafra. You know, I started by the mobilization aspect, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu championed. Before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, remember, there were a nation once called Biafra. That was why the one spearheaded by Ojukwu that led to the Nigerian genocides against Biafrans. So, in our line, we have continued to see men that has continued to stand in the gap for this very cause. When Ojukwu left, I knew many people would think that would be the end of Biafra, but it wasn't. Before we know it, we saw Masol, Owazurike and his men. Before we know it, we saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we saw IPOB. And IPOB has continued to take the lead when it comes to restoration of Biafra, because this is exactly what this our comrade is saying here. Because Biafra has once existed. We are not trying to create Biafra nation. It's already existed. It's just that it needs to be restored again. It needs to be activated, a kind of activation. Then he continued to train on same line to tell you the taproots IPOB has had or has developed or initiated in different parts of the world. That is why we take our boast. Last time I spoke about our glory. The kind of glory IPOB possess, which every other freedom fighting movement do not have. And that is exactly what distinguishes us from the rest. The grassroots. When you go to different countries, come to UK here, how we have different units and zones of IPOB. The same applicable to Ireland, Italy, Spain, Germany, all over the whole Europe, US, Middle East, Australia, Asia, Africa, everywhere. That is the glory of IPOB. And that is why what we are doing, last time we used to always refer to some certain group, this infiltrators, because they were like hanging in the air. But IPOB has base. We have taproot. That is why any country, the government of each country has continued to recognize us. And from this podcast, I came to realize that it's not only that IPOB is operating in different countries, we are registered in about 78 countries. You know what it means? It means that in 78 countries of the world, IPOB is well recognized by the government of those countries, respected. And that is why each time, anytime we want to engage in rallies or protests, we are always being assigned police. In UK here, they always assign police that guards us during protests and rallies. I have seen IPOB Austria being guarded as well by police. The same in Ireland, Germany, everywhere. That is what that differentiates IPOB from the rest of other freedom fighting groups. Then, as I said from the beginning, because of the branches, the taproots we've had, because of the score that we have made beyond the rest of others, because of our tentacles, we have continued to initiate different projects. I always say, IPOB has gone beyond not only talking about the restoration of Biafra. We have channeled in different areas, all geared up towards the protection of our people, all geared up towards the provision of our people. We talk about our agricultural project. It is to ensure food security in the land. We have never had such from any other group. Do we talk about the security? And that is the burden, the demand of the ESN. This week, yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, we have continued to see videos of attack by the Fulanese. Just yesterday was Wednesday, Ondo State, before it's been happening in the north, is now extending because that is the Fulani Islamization agenda. They have continued to penetrate not only in Biafra land, even to the Yorubas. Yesterday in Ondo, there were attacks in one celestial church in Ondo State, where they said about 7 people were abducted. Do we talk about what is going on in Kwara? Kwara, the other day I saw like a whole town with their luggages on their heads. Everybody were on helter-skelter. Also na Agba, Nigeria as we stand. In Kwara. And remember, Kwara is mostly dominated by Yorubas. Do we talk about the one that happened yesterday in Nasarawa? All over, Nigeria is boiling. And that is why any reasonable human being can never play with this struggle. Because as far as we are the saving power. I think I always see our comrade, Lion Man. He will always say IPOB the saving grace. I totally agree to that. IPOB is indeed a saving grace to the people of Biafra. To the people of Biafra. Because the way it is, we have been standing like watchdogs. In different parts of the world, I always use where I am as an example. In UK here, there will always be like a ruling party in power, which currently is Labour Party. Then there's another one they call shadow government. That is the opposition. They are government of its own. They formed government. Just like in the ruling party, you have the Minister of Health. In the opposition party, you have the shadow Minister of Health. What is their job and their responsibility? They are checkmating the government in power. They want to make sure that the government in power is doing the right thing they're supposed to do. So, as we have seen ourselves in that dungeon, we have seen how Nigerian political parties has continued to go round and round. The only thing they specialize is cross-carpeting. Each and every one of them is looking for a party that rigs the election. Because the election riggers now is APC. So most of the politicians want to migrate because they know that APC will use their power of superpower riggers to rig election and place them in a seat. That is why even the opposition parties in Nigeria, they are like a toothless bulldog. They are meant to be checkmating the ruling party, but it's not so. Where we come from, when you come to Biafra land, this is all that has been seen among the politicians. By tomorrow now, you might hear somebody in APC has gone into ADC. Peter Obi from Labour to ADC. Maybe tomorrow now we might hear now that he's back, he's in APC or PDP. Because this is the only thing they know how to do. Junketing about. Everybody is running around in efforts to make sure they get into power. Thereby, they have continued to allow the ruling party or the ruling government to continue to violate the rights of the people, to continue to marginalize. So that is why I say IPOB, as far as we are, yes, Biafra is not yet restored, but we have taken positions in making sure that Biafra land is habitable. We have been the mouthpiece of our people, the only group that speaks. In the actual sense, we have different Igbo sociocultural groups, like Ohaneze, Ndi Kedo, a lot of them. but you can see the way they operate. That is why we have continued to see IPOB. Many a times we see press releases. Many a times we see memos from the leadership condemning one governor, one politician or the other. Because we have seen the setup. Nobody is checkmating. And that is why IPOB has taken that position. Because all our interest is not in our pocket, but for our people. The interest of our people has been and remained our watchword. Then, I started again this evening by talking about the wolves. The wolves that are going round the family. IPOB, as we know, is a family of its own. About 2-3 years ago, we saw out of anywhere how the infiltrators rose to go round the struggle, to cause havoc. We saw how they penetrated some of our members, that even some of our members started to being used to work against the struggle. Thank God we fought it out, and finally the criminal ringleader ended up in jail. And now, me and you, if you are watching what is going on online, we can see a different rise of different wolves coming up now. I have said in the past, these different wolves are running with different languages. It's not what they said yesterday that they are echoing today. And it's not what they are going to echo tomorrow. Most of us are in this struggle. Prior to 2021, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted. Many of us were not aware, including almost all the members of or not almost, everybody in the leadership. We are not aware that even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya. Talk of he was abducted for a complete 8 days. We got to hear about this when he was already extradited illegally to Nigeria. That was when the news broke up. Despite that, the leadership, the members, the movements, the hardcores kept on to push for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are all familiar with everything that took place. The battle we fought. Suddenly, we started to see squabbles here and there, especially starting from the siblings. Starting from Kanu to Kanu. Most of the things that were happening at a time, I started to see different posts, subs from Kanu. One thing, you keep on accusing HDOS did this. And all those, I think that was early 2022. I had screenshots of those accusations. Many of us, we are all in this struggle. We are familiar with what happened. Now, where am I going? Today, yesterday, since 2 days now, there is a different agenda I am seeing going on online. And it is one of the things that prompted me to come live. Because when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, the first attack on IPOB was on the finance of the movement. The woman with ESN money, Madam Oyibo, that was the time that one hijacked the whole money in the account. And before you know it, the other account, we will say this is the only where we have money, at least that we can be using to run things. Before we know it, we found out the person controlling that account, in the name of Nnenayanya, the money in that account also got hijacked. I know some of you don't even know what's transpired in that account being handled by Nnenayanya. That account initially was set up being handled by only one person. No other person was seeing what is going on in that account. How were something triggered? Before we know it, because Kanu was so close to Nnenaya, and they have a different agenda. And that agenda is to make sure that this leadership, the DOS, failed in all capacity, in all angle. At a time, they started to move money. How did IPOB got to know? In Germany, in that very Germany account, there is a consultant, a financial consultant, which is overseeing that account. It's a German company. When they started to see movements of money, because when it comes to charity or business in abroad, you don't move money anyhow. Otherwise, it becomes a crime, because every money that leaves an account or that comes in needs to be accounted for, or it needs to be there should be like a description, a concrete description of why such money is being moved. In many accounts, there are certain amounts that are not allowed to be moved per time. But what happened in Germany accounts? In a day, you will see several transactions leaving an account, because there is a plan to suffocate the struggle. Already the account in the US has been already hijacked, and the only account that can now sustain IPOB was almost being, or not almost, it was hijacked. When the financial company, consultant company, foreseeing that account, started to see how money were being moved out from this IPOB account, they raised a complaint that they are going to withdraw, because they cannot cover the way money is being moved. That was the plan, to make sure that the whole money belonging to IPOB were moved away from that very account. So IPOB got the tip-off from this consultant. Finally, they have finished and dealt with every money in that account. Now, because there has continued to be some hardcores that vows that at least the services of this struggle, that we must have to maintain it. Many vowed that ESN will not lack. Many vowed that that we must make sure we keep on. So far, this very service of protection of Biafra land has been initiated. There are men and women that made sure that such services be maintained. We have our comrades in hundreds that are stuck up in different DSS facilities, prisons in Nigeria, which we have different teams of legal team that are going batch by batch to ensure that these our comrades get released. We have our fallen heroes, which IPOB has taken responsibilities of their families, ensuring that in a family where the breadwinner was taken away, because of the struggle that the family, the children, school fees are being maintained. So these are the responsibilities plus which IPOB a kind of put their hands to make sure that the struggle is sustained. And what we have continued to see recently in these few days now, these same wolves, a different phase of wolves that rose up, what they have targeted again is the finance of IPOB. The initial infiltrator, we remember how those days will always announce, stop paying monthly due to IPOB. Stop paying, stop giving them money. He will always use the word, you are dashing the money. You are dashing the money. Because they knew the place of finance when it comes to a struggle like this. They knew this struggle cannot be sustained without money. That is how attack against this struggle has continued to. And recently, Ekberima was dealt with and he went out of the way. We are beginning to see a different, somebody called them autopilot 2. Autopilot 2. If you put your ears on the ground now, what each and every one of them now is echoing and championing is make sure don't give IPOB money again. Don't pay your monthly due. Don't do this. I saw the one in Austria, the one that gossip like women. Get out here. Get out here, this guy always forgets their names. Because all these groups of gangsters, groups of sellouts, all of them have something in common. I made a post yesterday and somebody commented. Somebody said, which is true, people, anywhere your heart is, you always guard that thing. Somebody said, wherever people have not cultivated, they are likely to make sure that that thing is being destroyed. When I saw that comment, I remember, the activities of this new set of wolves now came to my mind. Because when you listen to them, what they are now telling people, stop contributing your monthly due, stop supporting ESN. And I look at them, each and every one of them, these guys has something in common. I'm going to be calling them one after the other to tell you things about them. I am not saying this because but I would like people to understand whom these guys have been. They have not changed from whom they have been. I made a post, is it yesterday or day before yesterday, regarding Nkemonuno, Nkesinia Darlington, Usoji, the one that embezzles money being given to the widows. Several months ago, these guys continued to make broadcasts where he was calling on Mazi Nnamdi to start to pay them. According to them, they have the media broadcasters that they deserve salary. I'm wondering if any of you still remember. Those brokers, he never did it once, twice, or 3 times. He continued to call for salary. It was later I heard from our comrade, evangelist Mmadabuchi. He said also that it is not only in the broadcast. This guy has continued to say it. They have continued to echo it from the broadcasters' platform where they were. They continue to campaign that they need to be paid. And I suppose Rena has salary. Now, such a one that came into a struggle that needs financial support to maintain the services, support to maintain ESN, support to make sure that our comrades in different DSS facilities and prisons, to make sure they are out. Because the lawyers that are going for these men and women, you cannot send a lawyer without at least a lawyer who got transport. I understand Barrister Joffo has been doing most of these services free of charge for us. But we on our own, it's comely that at least onye ga-ejelu gozi na ị ga-enye ego transport. Some of them are going on flights. You have to pay for their flight ticket. We knew where he based. From Abuja, he always go to different parts in Biafra land, in the north, in the west, in release of our people. These are the services where IPOB has continued to put in their money in different ways. Do we talk about maintaining and sustaining ESN? It takes a lot from us. Now we have a set of people that came with, that's why I call them career agitators. Many of us that came to this struggle, in fact, many of us came to support in one way or the other. That is why every month there are people that are so committed, no matter how bad the month has become, they will always make sure that now that their monthly due, they release it as a seed, just to make sure that things are being run smoothly. It's not that because they have a lot, but we have a criminal somewhere that comes out once in a week to talk ill about people, to blackmail people, to lie to people, asking the HOD, you must pay me salary. It is as a result of not refusing to pay him that salary that we can see him turned around, because he has become a very big wolf. A very big wolf. Their target now is to make sure Nahaji, their dirty hands and their fingers, to scatter and destroy what we are doing. Greed. People that came with greed. Criminals. Do we talk about their Ogaha, which is the Madbub? Another career agitators. Madbub, there has never been a time that he will be going for his court case that penny comes out of his pocket. They have continued to rely on IPOB for transport. Just Wagodi from village here, go to another village to go and do something for IPOB. Igenye ego okada. Igenye ego geji wela beer. La Igbo ne anom no na eseku m Igbo. These are the kind of greedy men that we saw, because IPOB made a decision. This is how you know prudent managers. If a manager cannot control or manage the resources of the organization he is serving, then he is not a good manager. This very leadership saw this group of wolves, how greedy they are, because all their interests will IPOB, whatever. And who are these people making these contributions? If not few in abroad, that made decision that whether good or bad, they will continue to contribute. Even today, is it today or yesterday? Today, I even saw the one. Can I have this girl? Achalugo. I even had that one telling people, stop giving them your money. It is the DOS eating your money. They are not doing anything. They are jobless. Stop giving them money. Instead of giving them money, give Avid your money. Give Rising Sun. You can see all of them are echoing the same thing. And that is why if you tell me that these guys are not sellouts, I will doubt you. Last year, March, it was the European rep that read out. I was there in that meeting when he referred to these guys as bought over. When he said that, many people did not believe it. But now, we can now believe that these guys are bought over. Why did I say that many of these wolves have something in common? Since the inception of IPOB, you can check what have they contributed. When you ask the one that embezzles widows' money, he will always go and bring for you receipt. Only 2 receipts. All the years he was in IPOB, he was in Senegal. Only 2 times. So what he did, he made sure he kept those receipts so that he will always be showing you that he has paid due to IPOB. 2 times due or 3 times due to IPOB. Meanwhile, what he has got from IPOB cannot be compared to what he has put in. He has never put in anything. The one that calls Chalugo was the one that was going to platform telling people that IPOB have used her and refused to pay her house rent. These are people that came into the struggle for what they will gain. She wanted IPOB to be paying her rent. Tell me, why will a young girl like that not find something doing? Why will you come to a struggle where others are contributing? Because this is the blood money. You want to be your blood money now your rent. Had it been that the rent of this girl is still being paid by IPOB, all these things you see her talking today, she wouldn't have been saying all this. IPOB become dormant since her rent could no longer be paid. The same thing applicable to Soji. IPOB became stagnant since salaries cannot be paid to him. Since his house rent can no longer be paid. Do we talk about the one in Austria, Methuselah? That one I saw where he wrote it. Do not give your money to IPOB. Apparently, before that one was expelled from IPOB, we got a hint from the zone where he was. That before he was expelled, that this guy has not been making any contribution to IPOB. He has not been paying any due, not monthly due. One ESN support he pledged up till today, they said that money, he did not redeem it. And that is why when you see them, the way and the force they attack the struggle and the leadership, you could see these guys for the fact that they have not made any sacrifice for the struggle. It is very, very difficult for a struggle that you have made great sacrifice for you to allow yourself being used against that struggle. It's not possible. Any way you have made your heart is, any way you have made a huge contribution, is very, very difficult for you to use your hand. You just want to scatter or cause problem there. not for any other thing. When you remember your sacrifices, this is one thing that is common with all these wolves going around. They have never made any sacrifice into this struggle. Had it been their money has gone into the struggle, I'm sure they will not be attacking the struggle this extent. These are the ones that came with one motive or the other. The one that called Methuselah, what is his anger? He came in, he championed going back to roots. I am not saying anything is wrong with that. But he championed it with stupidity and with violence. We kept hearing from him, Naga Piawanda Naga Ebuwa Christians azo. At a time, leadership called for a hold on such. Everybody stop for now, since this is causing problem. Because of that move from the leadership, this guy made a decision that he will not join a broadcaster's platform because he was asked to stop. Many of us remember when that announcement was made. Even Jonathan Chinedu, that was doing Saturday programs on radio, stopped because there was an order to stop. He stopped. But this guy said that he will never, that if he's that he's going to leave IPOB. If you watch him now, he hardly championed that going back to roots. When last have you heard him talk about going back to roots? He's been a little messer. Even before he started championing going back to roots, this guy has been attacking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not doing it right. IPOB is not getting it right. Even there was a time he even talked against one of the projects, which was agricultural project of IPOB. So these people, they have been acting in same way, in same manner, same characteristics. These are the ones that came to gain. That same Methuselah, I had even way in that Austria, when they are doing anything, he never made contributions or support to what they are doing. But each time he comes to meeting, he wants to carry all the beer. Beer and the also with it. He wants to carry all the beer into his bag and go. Career agitators. Today, Hanchanine align on up to begin to tell people, don't give money to IPOB. Rather give to Avid. Who are the Avid? What is their cause? Up till today, we don't even know what this Avid and Rising Storm stands as, or what they stand for. To be honest with you, up till today, I don't even know. Are they freedom fighting movement? I don't know whom they are and what they are doing, because we have never seen them anywhere. We have never seen them even in the meeting. We don't even know their number. The other day I said that the only people I always see representing this group is only 5 men with pot bellies. When you see them in the picture, if you look for her, assigning under our video na Rising Sun, 5 men. The one that is called Madam Oyibo and Bridget Okafor, those ones in Ezezo. And these same ones are the ones that sabotage the struggle. These are the ones that came against IPOB at the heat of infiltration. Because they are nothing but infiltrators. I made a post to talk about Madam Bridget Okafor, the leader of the Rising Sun. August 2021, Bridget Okafor was among those women that announced on a Ekperima platform that the DOS leadership has been dissolved. And as such, that they, the women, has taken over the leadership of IPOB. These are the groups they want to introduce. And that is why many of us, we are not even happy with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are not happy. That is why we continue to say the struggle will be ruined if decision making is left on the hand of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because we don't know the kind of information he has wherever he is. Because a movement like IPOB is a movement that decision that leads and guides IPOB is not what someone can make from any dungeon. You need to know what is going on. Decisions are taken for this movement does not only base on what is currently going on. The past is being weighed. The present is being considered. And the future, the consequences, the after effect is being placed on the table. It's being placed on the table. When you listen to the Ogaha, which is the Kanonta, the man that wanted to control IPOB, how does he want to control IPOB? We remember the 13-point memo, the one they brought out. They told us we must have to obey. That is the anger of Kanonta Kanu. Each time he will bring out some document and tell you, this is IPOB Bible. This is IPOB document. You want to tell us that it's only in the hand of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to appoint and to dismiss. And I continue to say, if that is the case, what it apparently means is that the struggle has to be put on hold. If it's only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that has the power and the right to appoint and to dismiss. Because there are some units, zonal units, that needs coordinators appointment. Recently, not too long, in my unit, another unit coordinator was appointed and the deputy. If to go by the paper Kanonta is presenting, then that unit must have been put on hold. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out and appoint the coordinator or dismiss the one that was there. Because most of the things that is going on, the whole seats are all being, these are the revenge. What we are seeing today is the revenge from Kanonta Kanu, if not from the Kanus. Because all they want to do is to sabotage the leadership of the DOS. Mazi Nnamdi made a post some weeks or some days ago regarding this Israelis diplomatic thing. That what happened? That was last Wednesday. Or last Wednesday. Yes, it was last Wednesday. We saw the one that is Rachel Nwosu coming out to tell us that it is her that went for that diplomatic. DOS are not involved. DOS would have made it happen in Europe, but they did not. It was Mazi Nnamdi that later made a short write-up informing what actually happened. A pure sabotage on the DOS. According to what he wrote, he said a project he has been championing, preparing, has even asked people to make financial provision for such move. He has been in touch with the coordinators, organizing, liaising on that particular diplomatic issue. Before he knew it, they went behind to tell the coordinator, block Mazi Nnamdi. Don't speak to him again. Don't pick his phone again. And that is why at the end of that thing, they now use Rachel to tell you, DOS, we are not involved. They should go and make it happen in Europe. That's pure sabotage. Just to make sure that their activities, the leadership positions are undermined. And it's the same thing you can see the wolves, including man nke nọ n'Australia, sorry, nke Oriego nwanyị Ajado, and nke asị na-eme hookup. When you hear them, you can see they are all echoing the same thing, telling you that the DOS are not doing anything. This is to discourage members. This is to make you to hate DOS. They want you to reject DOS. That is the whole effort. If not that Mazi Nnamdi made that short write-up, many of us would not have known that extent of sabotage on these guys. A project they were handling, suddenly they sent message. That is the level of attack facing you and me in this struggle. It's not only them that are being attacked. It's not only the DOS. Me and you are also being attacked. Because most of the financial commitment, energy commitment, risk, many of us has taken in this struggle. We did it in the name of IPOB. Now, they want to tell you now that IPOB is nothing, that it is non-avid. I had one of them like that, telling you avid are the ones that are championing diplomatic engagement. That is why even the one that happened in Israel, Kanu went and wrote on his timeline to tell you avid made it to happen. Something that happened in Israel, avid in US. But Kanunta is telling you that it is avid because the whole effort is to channel your mind to a different group. A group we don't know whom they are. We don't know what they represent. We don't even know whether they are government agents. We don't know whether they are championing for Biafra restoration. My head David didn't specialize because I put my number. I would like to hear. Because as far as I know, Avid has no Ihewa veterans, retired militaries in US. So what do they advocating for? Because the mission of IPOB is open and simple. Even the worst enemy can tell you that IPOB is advocating for the restoration of Biafra. We would like to know, what is Avid advocating for? What is Rising Sun advocating for? What is Ambassador advocating for? The Rising Sun, championed by Bridget Okafor, initially, they were telling us that they are charity organizations that help people. And that is why each time Madam Okafor will always tell you, when he said she was an IPOB, many a times she will tell you, oh, we have a brother we need to make contributions for. We have this family to help. That is why up till today, the money IPOB US contributed for Ikonso family, that Bridget Okafor is still seizing that money up till today. How many years ago? These are the groups they are now presenting to you and me to tell us that the DOS are now out of date. How marazife? Enwerazife how mahana Oz Avid. Avid will lead us the way. Avid will restore Biafra. Avid will bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. I like what Lionman said. Anytime they ask you, what is the DOS doing to bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out? Our record is out there. DOS has already secured discharge and acquitted for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu via Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Uzokome. October 13th, 2022. That is the victory of IPOB. That is the victory of the leadership, who then sabotage that victory is left for them to answer. So anybody that asks you, what are we doing to bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out? Tell them we've already secured his release. The siblings, and probably in David and the Rising Sun, knew why he is still there. Because it looks like it's them now that has taken over the court case. That is why the court case in Adazi Ajaja. Somebody was saying that they're even tired. The one who got phone that always do broadcast, Sokoto. What they call they go flight ticket to Sokoto. Get out here. The one that barrister Wenyawa phone. That one doesn't go to Sokoto again because in a Jeme video. Aloy Jimakoha. Aloy, we don't even know where Aloy is and what he represents. Because they have messed the whole thing up. They have messed the whole thing up. So, Kanu Takano, I said something. We are setting the pace. How Biafra should be. It's not going to be a country where one person will rise and tell you, because not they related to the president, therefore, no one gonna control, you gonna appoint ministers. It's something as Nigerian setup. That is why we saw say Tinubu, onye wana agahali na appoint city boys, because he has a stake in the government. As a result, being the son of the president. That is the kind of Nigerian setup, which in the developed world, it's not, you can't see such. And that is why we have continued to shift the siblings out from where they want to take control. They want to control the finance. Not that they hijacked the finance. They hijacked it. The only thing they couldn't do is to appoint national coordinators. They've already named them because the one they want to bring in Germany, they've already started to call that one national coordinator Germany, including the one they wanted to bring in Italy and the UK. It was IPOB that said no. Nations are not being built that way. Otherwise, what is the sense of us fighting to leave Nigeria? Because it's still the same setup. It's still the same setup. The same setup. When you listen to them now, they will be telling you that now we have left Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to suffer. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not being cared for. This is all things coming out from the mouths of all these wolves. But rather they keep on implicating themselves. They will tell you, we are not giving Mazi Nnamdi Kanu money. And at the same time, they will tell you, the money you are giving to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not enough. It's not enough. And all of them telling you this money are not enough. In the last 5 years, 10 years, ask them, how much have you contributed? They are the ones advocating that the movement should be paying them salary. They are the ones telling you that you have not paid my rent. You have not paid my rent. He's telling you as well that the money you are giving to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not enough. It is not enough because all of them that's supposed to be contributing refuse to contribute. Rather, they were expecting. All of them. All their anger, search their hearts. The attack they are lashing out on this movement as it is as a result of their needs, their unwanted needs not being met. Not being met. The one that is called Darlington, he has even said it number of times. That before, Mazi would always give him money. When Mazi was around, that he doesn't lack money. Money is just nyaf nyaf. He even said it with his mouth that he was asked to work with Nelly. And the information says where he lives was being furnished with IPOB's money. And that is why up till today, the money Nelly and her friend seized, up till today, that Darlington has not opened his mouth to talk about these women. He was very quick to tell us about the money with Nayanya, but he refused to tell us about the account, about the people that carried over 700 US dollars, 700,000 US dollars. And these are the women he told us that he was asked to work very close with. If you work very close with these women, you are the right person to tell people how much was in that account, what happened to that account. But he shut his mouth up because that is why I keep on telling him, any day he will come out and vow, that nego dị na that account any day he's going to die. Because he is among the people who Gobara. Money contributed for the protection of our land. Gobara. Or that criminal, Unyushian, also will lead that money. That is why he cannot open his mouth to talk about those women. So, why am I saying all this? There is an attack going on against this struggle, against the financial area of the struggle, against IPOB pause. That's where they started from Ekberima era, because they first seized the money in Umueri account, followed by Innenaya seizing the one that left the struggle empty. Now, their attacking dogs are now echoing everywhere. Stop giving IPOB money. Stop giving IPOB money. You know what it means for you to stop supporting the struggle. It's prevention telling you that IPOB must go down. They're even saying it. They're even telling you now, no Avid. Avid is what will restore Biafra. Avid will restore Biafra for you, for us, for them, not for me. That is why everything now Kanonta is doing, he keeps on bringing Avid, because this is what they have planned. This is what they want to happen. And on our sign announcement is coming. They will announce Noze Avid and Iha. Anybody get with that announcement, I am not going to leave that person alone. If he comes from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I am not going to leave him alone. Any quarter, such an announcement, because anytime I make at IPOB, Avid and Rising Sun, you are going to bring back to life all men and women. You see Hadarana, this struggle, because they died for IPOB. They died in the name of IPOB. Therefore, anytime you want to seize IPOB's operation, that means you are going to pay the damages, including Egonin and the Madimelena contribution. You have to refund people their money. If you need to fold, every company that needs to fold down, here, before the company house will allow you, will close down your company, they want to check who and who are you holding. Kedundi Jogo, have you settled them? If you have not settled your debts, the UK company house cannot close your company until you make a plan of settlement. Until you make a plan of settlement. So, the idea of initiating Avid anya amarande how where before you you guys are bought over, which I am beginning to think, and I am thinking aloud. That is why I'm saying no more. You guys are bought over. No matter the provocation on me, I cannot see myself Nokata. I will start to tell people, stop supporting IPOB. If you tell them stop supporting IPOB, is it APC that you want them to support? Or PDP? Or ADC? Cause they just support Watinibu. What do you want them to support? That is the area these criminals, these wolves are going. And each time you see them championing same thing, just know somebody is beating that drum for them. Anytime anybody begins to capitalize on one thing and keep talking about it, and they are in the group talking about it, he has become a champion. It has become a campaign. They are now running it as a campaign. And as a result, it has a root where it is coming from. It has initiators. It has engineers. Engineer that thing. People engineering it. People engineering it. So these are the questions we need to start to ask these wolves, these criminals. I said one thing. These guys have something in common. One, they have not made any contribution to IPOB, financial contribution, because they are now going to finance. Meanwhile, they have not contributed financially. The ones in abroad do not pay their dues. I talked about Nkesi woman Tisala. Before he was expelled, some years back, he wasn't paying any due, including in Kenon, Italy. Then the ones in Biafra land will carry agitators. They charge salary. That is why you have continued to see Nkewu Philomena, Elochukwu Ohagi. Or he keeps on writing controversial things. This is a non-IPOB member now beginning to according to him, on the lectures people on the principles, ethics, codes of conduct of IPOB. You cannot teach a member codes of conduct of the organization he belongs to, because you are an outsider. Elochukwu Ohage, can you tell us the unit or the zone where you belong to? You don't have. The same with Nke Asineme hookup. She doesn't belong to any unit. But she's here telling you, stop giving your money to DOS. They don't have what they are doing. They are eating your money. As far as I know, all the members of the DOS, all of them will live for men. They are family men, taking care of their families. Somebody eje ha akwụkwọ, itiboribo, itibonkom. Bia, ona asunu na ndị DOS enwere ifefa na alụ. That all I do men that are eating your money. Itiboribo na ebe akwa. That her rent, we are not paid. Telling you, stop paying. Instead of giving IPOB money, give to Avid. These are criminals. That is why at times, when I remember this our brother in Poland, this our brother, he follow my hand. I want to guide him now. Makama akpokwana hagi. Oh, gina akpola anu na from one DOS member to another. You think we don't know? Oh, gina. Oh, gina na akpoli ya. Na pampa ya. Oh, gina akpoli ya ba ma na radio. These are undue ihena. We allowed people that don't have a root on what we are doing into. Non-members. Yes. Because we are all tolerant. We supported them. Let's welcome support. Because we had them speaking about our cause. But all these things we teach any lessons. We have to learn in one way or the other. You have to learn. So anybody you see telling you stop giving IPOB money, ask that person, that criminal, if I stop giving IPOB, who then do I give to? If they tell you Avid, Guahama Avid are they freedom fighting movement? Because I would like somebody to call in case if I'm making mistake. Or na Avid how freedom fighting movement? I want to know. Or na rising sun, because just the way IPOB has had taproots in different grassroots, you see us in rallies and protests, in events, telling the world this is what we are championing. I have not seen this group now they want to introduce to us. I have not seen what they are championing. I don't know whom they are. I don't know what they represent. So why will you then allow your face to be channeled to a group you are on the how? Somebody called them Onungo men. It's a fact. Because we don't know them. I am on the we have. We don't even know their mission, their vision, where they are going. I am on the fabo. We don't know them. So I keep on saying that I am calling these people abroad because namo chore ekbari hama or namo chore imi ha. But because this is a family, and I know in every family, people have different built up. There are men, heavy men that you can easily that can get easily deceived. The wind of Ekberima came and carried old members. Hardcores. Ekberima that is not even a member of IPOB came and deceived them. Made your fable with impunity, with all her elements of madness, even deceived some. Deceived, to deceive Wedingba, okay. Deceived men, deceived women. That is why if I see anybody that is an IPOB member that is following these new wolves, yeah, only had them was so. With mother, you need to be spitted on. A woga so, because you can follow, you can be that you can be deceived by an outsider is an insult on your person. Because now I have checked all these new wolves. All these guys are outside the struggle. They are not inside. These are non-members. All of them can go now, and I will prove to you they are not. Elo chukwu ohagi nede with deceit. He knows I am saying the truth. He's not an IPOB member. He's not an any unit. Osoji Oluego nwanyị ajadu. Drawn ya kedu unit ono. He doesn't belong to any. What we saw about that guy when he was following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, including when he was the watch gate, onye na-anọ na gate. When people are coming to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he will search your pocket. Ano mo search wagi nwete unwe shishi do na pocket, one zuru ma ego do na pocket. You always, whenever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going on you will see him by his side. That does not make you a member. If you were a member in Senegal, then where are you now? Are you still a member now? That's why I told you, a non-member, you are outside the movement. Therefore, anybody this guy deceived in IPOB, onye had them maka abuo ya so. Abuo ga so many nihu. That you allowed an intruder to deceive you. Including my Philomena na edede. Nenu Philomena. Ye deceive you. Ikwelo. Ko nke hookup. A hookupian that should pinch her tent. Na ihena. Ka eburu bubata na struggle. Onye nke ahụ ga-ahọlikwu, onye nke ahụ enweghọkwu brain. I don't even know what she can tell you to deceive you. Ko nke umetisela. An expelled member. She kept on calling my phone. When I'm a live broker, she'll be calling people. Okpogo na-enye gị insult. He called me again. He called me last week. It was Omote that posted when he called Omote. What was he telling Omote? In a live broadcast, on a live, na akpọ mad. When he called Omote, a married woman, he was telling a married woman, I want to eat your toto. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. But these are the kind of people some people are listening. These are the people some of you are listening to. I want to eat your toto. That is why he called me yesterday. When I noticed it was him, I called him back. Because I knew he has been lambasting on women. He knows how to insult women. Oh, no, ya ka na-anụ, ị na-esi isi. Nkechi, ị na-esi isi. Ifeọma onye nwa, ị na-esi isi. Onye nwa, ị na-agbụsịsị asọ mmiri. Immediately I got him on the phone, I started to ask him, are you the Methuselah nwunye ya na-esi isi? Because I wanted to use the same word on they use, and he got mad with it. Because they don't like the kind of insults they give to people. He got mad that I talked about his wife. But he is the one insulting other men's wife. Okpo nwunye mmadụ osigi na-esi isi. Ị na-agbụsịsị asọ mmiri. Ekpo nwaanyị, a married woman. And I say, I want to eat your toto. I like your toto. On a live broadcast. And you have people that call themselves IPOB members listening to you. If they did not meet some people did not meet some millionaire. How can an outsider deceive you? A full member, and then make a hardcore that listens to garbages, a hardcore that takes advices from non-members. Achalugo, now don't stop giving IPOB money, and you are listening. You will fake account near thumb up, near like with fake accounts. Some of us are so shameless. They're so shameless. So this is what we are bringing, because our own, yes, we know that there are stronger minds, but you people of Ndengerobi don't get deceived, especially this set of wolves. Lightweight wolves. When Ekberima came, Ekberima was using expose, Nigerian expose, to attract people. He was even using lies in order to make his stories sweet. That is why this new set of wolves, I have watched these guys. These guys are lightweight. So why would they deceive anybody in IPOB? Why would they deceive anybody? When you watch them now, they have merged with autopilot. That is why some people call them autopilot too. That's whom they are. They are now attracting the autopilot. The one that called Ejiro X autopilot. Okuya bata IPOB teechi ine okuya na autopilot. This is how she has been junketing. I'm happy, she's not fully merged with them, because that's where she belongs. She doesn't belong to the family. These are the people who bidoro with different stories. Favoritism. As it is, none of them is talking about favoritism now. Or the different manners of story. Avidisi, na rising sun kana cause. This is what they have been championing. There's one woman, a woman on the autopilot cholacho. They call her Ifi or somebody on Biko in Ireland. Those days, it was Nkewazoka that pursued that one from autopilot. Now, that criminal woman that was Ohanwa chiefs, people na Imo State. Now send them money, bring money to support Ikbedema criminal gangs. Ohanwa mgbe aha ka ha na-akọwa onye nwe granot, ego granot, nye anyị ego granot, nye anyị ego osisi. Ohanwa, all that woman, Ohanwa sponsor criminalities in Imo, in Biafra land. Today, Oma Gianna with these new wolves. So, anyị ekekọtana ha ọnụ kpọọ ha autopilot too. All of them march together. Umadrofa. Why I am even saying this and bringing this to our notice? In case some people that don't understand what is going on among us, you need to be wise. You need to open your eyes and understand that there are new phase of wolves that has risen, and their target has always been the same: IPOB leadership and the finance. IPOB leadership and the finance. At the surgence of autopilot, I remember how they attacked the leadership. Leadership ha gụkọtara ya ka egwu. That one is abanye na finance. Ọkwa that same pattern ahụ. In this second round, this is the same pattern. Pattern of same attack on the leadership, telling you that the leadership they don't know what they are doing again. Or another group, and telling you don't contribute again. The same pattern of attack. The leadership, the finance. The leadership, the finance. The two strongholds holding the pillars of IPOB. Anytime a structure is attacked on the very support holding it, that structure will have problem. This has been the target of these criminals, the wolves, the leadership, and the finance. Let's all be wise and tread carefully. And here I bring this broadcast to an end. And thank you for joining me. Let me read some of the contributions, comments people are making, because I know we Biafrans, we are very wonderful people. Some of us are so intelligent. Our comments are always spot on. Noel Okongo said, rebranded auto witches, auto wizards. Exactly. Oh, rebranded. How rebranded? They are rebranded auto witches and wizards. Austin Onyeka says, Methuselah will never deny that he don't know the activities of that woman. Yeah. Okay, Tony Odoze said, Ejiro is Yoruba planted enemy of Biafra struggle. She's quite a very big enemy. When you hear that Ejiro speak, you can see the wickedness. Yeah, she's a female version of Darlington. When you hear Darlington speaking, his depth of wickedness. The same thing applicable to this Ejiro. This Ejiro, I witnessed everything that happened. Nobody pursued that woman from IPOB. That woman is the one that started to make trouble with people. I don't forget things. Anything that happened in the media, it sticks on my head. Even I normally share for several years without going. I watched Ejiro made 2 different videos where she was attacking Omote, attacking Italian National. And these people did not do anything publicly to her. But out of animosity, somebody wickedness. Because I noticed she doesn't like a particular lady at all. So, anybody that goes close to that lady automatically becomes her enemy. Ejiro knows I am speaking the truth. I used to be close to her. But immediately she noticed I was close to Omote, she got offended and blocked me. She blocked me. Why did she block me? For no reason. Because another female comrades will be doing video, I will go and support, comment, and share. She took an offense. That a wicked entity. So she's the one that constituted her problem. Initially, he fell out to the autopilot. He fell out on her own. And her second fallout, she fell out on her own. Nobody said anything to her. But if you see her, if you watch her now lying, saying things as if somebody pursued her from IPOB, nobody pursued this woman. It's just like in Metisala. A group, a platform, other media broadcasters were, he refused to join. Why? Because he said he doesn't want to be under the control of anybody. He doesn't want the leadership to tell him to stop when it comes to Ipiawa Christians also. So thank God when these guys were in the struggle, how would they with the era of Ewa Saga? Na afia na azu azumwa onye gbahaya kameliona bana akpoi all these people, and I am happy na ha apụrụ. Yes, I need the people, but not this kind of human beings. Ndị awụrụ mmadụ, troublemakers. So Tony Udeze said she gave IPOB money to Simon Ekpa. You are doing a great job. Okay, Spider, thank you. Well, Chinasa Pauline, well spoken. Thank you. Achauden is a mad dog from Wada Favor. Tony Udeze, thank you, Wada. Okole, but the new ones headed by Metu no get anything upstairs. Yeah. They're all empty barrels. You know, when they tell you they are doing broadcasts, if you get sense, you can see like they don't have any content. They don't have any content in what they are saying. All their content now is on how to do away with the DOS. But that's why we are sending message now to them. They have continued to echo with announcements. We waited for that announcement last week. Nothing came. And we are still waiting for the fact that we have seen the plan against the DOS. We will not accommodate or accept whatever so-called announcement or whatever plan. And that is the fear where that announcement did not come. Because they have seen the positions, the mindset of people. Because anyị nwekwara our own mindset. Because we have seen alụla na alụgasịrị na this struggle. Anyị afụgo ụmụ nkanka alụla na alụgasị. Wee na afụ the latest one na kita a na-apịa And I choke megide mmadụ. One thing with me, I don't stand where ebe a na-akpa nkata against somebody. Ebe a na-achọ ka emegide mmadụ. Enwere m guts. I have guts. That whoever you are, God in heaven knows that I'm not going to spare you. Ha ga na-akpọ gị afa. Na-agwa gị alụ ịlụlụ. Na-agwa gị nwa enwe. Gị sepụkwa aka enwe n'ofe. That is me. That is me. Anytime I say no, I put anything against the people we are looking up to, many of us will reject it because we know there is no right decision that can be taken now because we have seen the animosity. We have seen the gang up against these people. The way the Israelis thing was sabotaged, Latin can abama up to today. I've been saying, is this how people are? That is why when I saw a DOS member posted that in I told him, I commented, you guys should be opening up. I don't see a plan, a project unuji. Na facilitate. Na plan. Na liaise with coordinators in Israel. Esi n'azụ bịa hijack ya. Unu mechie ọnụ. God knows I'm different. Somebody like me, I will be shouting it on top of my voice. This is what happened. But yours are different. Unu leaders, unu na-edimu, unu yi akwa ndidi. It's a virtue. Patience is virtue. And your patience wanna pay off. Because it's even good and better that it is not you guys saying it. Otherwise, they will accuse you that you have brainwashed us. It is we now observing and identifying things by ourselves. Most of the things is because of what we observed. It is not because of no. Somebody like me, I observe things a lot. I observe things from far. Many people in this struggle, I can tell so many stories about them from my observations. I observe things. I watch things. And I come to terms what the thing is by myself. Unless if it's the one I'm not too sure I can ask. I do ask questions as well. So what we are saying, ụmụaka na-aga anyị okirikiri, these non-members, ha ncha niile ọkwa ndị achọrọ achụ. Ndị achọrọ achụ. Non-members telling members to stop paying dues. I want an anathema, abomination. It doesn't happen. So what we are saying, for the fact that we came to restore Biafra, we continued to stand on IPOB leadership in the support for this struggle. And we go back. And from here, let me read, before I round up, let me read, somebody made this post. Ife Etenke. The leadership of IPOB is indestructible. I can never see or tolerate corruption. DOS are wise. Yes. Okay, man, I now. That they have collected money from Nigerian government. I don't know if you guys are seeing it as well. That is the new allegations on them. The first autopilot say that they are the ones that sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So the second autopilots now are saying that they have collected money. The second food is yeah, they have suffered, and that is why, if not for anything, I continue to stand, and we continue to stand and support them. We continue to support them, and we'll tell them, because anything you guys can do to move the struggle, we are solidly behind you. Happen Omaka, we know how to handle them. That we are even saying this is because of some of us are what is going on. Okay, Tony Odeza say, my sister, this your statement is the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to indirectly destroy IPOB and not be held accountable. It does not make any sense for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to endorse other group instead of encouraging other groups. Yeah, you know, my brother, direct. It's one of my anger. It's one of my anger because in the actual sense, that now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu telling us to go and support our video, give our video your money, all the very, very wrong. Is somebody that is giving up or somebody that doesn't want to stand anymore for the group he formed. So me, him saying it, and that is why I have said it before, and I continue to say it. If the one name withdraw okuga, and they have video on ato batala anya ebe a, ọ ga-esekwala anyị n'ụlọ okwu. Ga-esekwala anyị okwu because these people anyị amaghị ndị ha wụ. In case ọgwụkwa na ha ebunyego ego, that is a USR for you, these guys. In case and money has exchanged hand, I am not saying directly to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It could be the siblings. Ebupụta ego bunye ndị a na-achọzi ka initiate ya anyị n'otu. Ka unu kwabanye anyị na court group anyị amaghị ndị ha unknown people. Anyị amaghị ma ha wụ ogboni, ha wụ ịkanka. Anyị amara what they are. Achọkwa m iwe iwe taa. I've been calm. Because nwa ha ni we ekwe m abara m mba. Onye wetezikwana ihe ha video here. Stop introducing our vid. Anybody with a vid again, that person is a bought over. Oh, come Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I go my go kwage say Mazi, odukwa kande nyigo gego. You want to sell us? Actually, let's say anyindo to anya amaha. You want to sell out to a cultic group. To achokwa hanu miwi weta bikon. We are not for sale. We cannot be sold. We cannot be initiated to any group we don't know whom they are. We will not accept it. Let me answer this call. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the program. Your program please, can you raise your voice so people can hear you, please? Okay. Then now, your program today, like all can have. So if you are problem, just but there's something I always do. If people are mad over I go, not that they are not believing who you are. Like me, for example, mad one when you are lying to me, from your action, the way you are speaking, that money not go catch. So that's when the joke that now our people, these people get disabled. Like they don't have any excuse because
the way these people are acting, I don't see they don't have the ability to convince reasonable people to join this nonsense. Yeah.
Exactly.
You are not corrupt in mind. Don't have something in your cover that don't. These people don't have their character, the way they speak, you know, those will not convince any reasonable person that will do something. That's why you see them, like you said, and you know when the same character, they have same character in common. So all these things happen there as long as we have already decoded their action as dead in on arrival. That's why Haji not done. After that, I get appear on the I get media, announcement on it. They're waiting for that in it. Whether they are calling on Methuselah's program, I ask him a question. You said DOS is single. Can you show a single proof? If the color, no single proof. Now, you said you have assumed the new leader of directors. Okay, and you wrote on your Facebook some time ago that faceless and incompetent people cannot continue to do this job. Since Imakwafu is in their camp now, why didn't they review his face or tell him to come on open camera and talk with their fans? Because if they claim that they are the ones doing it better, they should do it differently. Why are they, keeping Imakwafu faceless? So these people they are just making noise, like where you just spoke here. He don't pay his dues, and all of them go and check. All of them have questions. All of them. None of them have been a tangible IPOB member. I mean, a core IPOB member. They are just social media.
Not at all. Social media bandits. They are
just on social media making noise. When there is difference between being inside IPOB and being on social media. Because when you're on social media, think everything about IPOB is about talking. It's about shouting on Facebook. All those things. That's why when I look at them sometimes, I just laugh. To be very honest, I joined this IPOB officially in the year 2022. But when I see these people talking, like, it pains me so much. When the first person I followed on Facebook was Simon Ekpa. But the first day I followed him, the way he speaks, personally, I don't even know about who to follow the Jews or anything, but the way he speaks, I don't like it. I just dislike him personally. That's why I started checking, like, is this person, is he next in command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? How? When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, that's when I started checking, going to Facebook. The second person I followed was this Methuselah. Then the third person was almost Biafra. But when I started listening to people, then I realized that yes, what my mind is telling me is truth about this person, that this person is not pure. So you don't need too much explanation. I keep telling our people this thing. You don't need too much explanation to know the truth. The same script Simon Ekpa played is what these people are playing. No different. Nothing different. Always attack the leadership. They will come up, they will claim that they are the ones doing it better, tell you that they are moving forward, But just give them a few hours, they will turn back and start fighting the US they claim doesn't exist. What are all the infiltrators always focus on the leadership of? Why?
I know.
Because that's the heart of IPOB. And I want to tell us. You want to say something?
Yeah, you are right. You are saying it the way it is. Yeah. All the hearts. The heart of the movement Ghana target. The leadership, the finance, leadership, the same pattern. The same pattern of Ekbelima. Is the same pattern this autopilot too have taken over.
What the make something look Nnamdi Kanu openly spoke about the leadership of IPOB when he made the statement that it will take you 60 years, to penetrate IPOB, and it takes you 160 or 165 years to shake the foundation. That statement, we may take it ordinary, but you see intelligent agencies around the world, all of them are throwing their weight to know the ability and capability of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the reason why he makes such statements.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people we are seeing today are not mostly, sometimes they are not mostly sponsored by the Nigerian government. Most of them are being sponsored by more different intelligence agencies around the world. So all these things you see them doing today, everything is geared into that fact, and that's why we will always support GOS. But GOS is the last line of defense of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Sometimes, when I see everything happening, I just say, the way this is my own personal way, or that is the way I see things. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made a statement sometime ago before they killed him that time to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. So I'm just personally thanking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for separating the chaff from the wheat itself. And all we have to do for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is support the director that which he posted and have continuously in his court appearances mentioning that US lead today in the affairs of IPOB. So let those, chaff, those dogs, let them continue playing, while the leadership of IPOB will continue to do their work. That's the only thing I would say. So thank you, Wanda.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for your contribution. Your contribution is spot on. Yeah. So yeah, that's why we are bringing the awareness. It's not only you saying it. I have also thought about it that anybody, this new autopilot too deceived. It's not it can't be a member of IPOB. What do these guys have to deceive anybody? What would they tell you to lure you, to deceive you? I wonder. Anyway, so it's our responsibility anytime there is danger. It's our responsibility to raise an alarm, to tell people in case enwekwe ndị nọ n'ụla ka aka ọ ga aka kpọta gị sị gị danger. Nwekwara wolves are running around. Uche gị dị ya. So that is why I am bringing this. The wolves, second phase of the autopilot. And when you watch them, you can see drafted, known autopilot n'ime ha. The one na-akwu okwu granite that sustained that we are providing ụmụ ekperima ndị oshi with egbe na ndị otu ha. That woman a na-akpọ Ife Ibe Anọsi ọnwụ biko. A woman that contributed to insecurity in Biafra land is now their member of autopilot too. Or join Anna, Jiana with Methuselah, Acid Hot, Ma Philomena na dead. Philomena or da with the state. Somebody always use the word slimy. Not the slime, ijide ya ebe ọgbaje ebe a. Ị na-ede ihe idegburu onwe gị. Ihe ejeje kuru ezi nwa, saa ụmụ eziga ahụ, saa ahụ ụkwụ na aka. Ị na-abịa edela IPOB akwụkwọ. IPOB, you never thought to go and join a group. Have we ever seen that Philomena on any IPOB regalia saying na ọ gara protest? Ma ọ gara rally? These guys are the people that criticize the event that we had in Spain, that we did not carry big banner. And there has been protests in Nigeria. We did not see them. In Biafra land, The last protest they organized in Biafra land, all of them that we are telling us that we are not protesting, did we see any of them in that rally? Osoji is hiding now west. Ebon is Zohale. The other ones, they keep on hiding in their places. But they will be wherever they are telling you you are no more going for protest. Hey, what do you mother have? Some of these guys, I will know na from mother face to face. Some of them we will all much chicha hanya. So yeah, I'll be drawing the curtains. Do anybody write anything? Because many a times we see some people with a wonderful I can't see from there. Okay, let me read from here. Okay, yeah. Okay, Tony Odeze says again, if this avid does something unacceptable, we will draw the attention of US government and US military. Most of them are Democrats and they hate President Trump. We are just watching them and we know how to comb their wings. Somebody says, Nigerian government is like Satan. If you pursue them this side, they came through another one. Yes, my dear, we understand all these attacks are being sponsored. They are being sponsored. That is why when you want to merge IPOB or push IPOB into a different group, it becomes a matter of concern. Because the group in our Chucky, we don't know whether there are government agents. The little we know these people, we saw how they facilitated the Ekberima. A group that have that heart to support the Ekberima to destroy IPOB. Such group, you can't tell me that that group is not being sponsored by the Nigerian government. So that is why we remain IPOB. If not for anything, that is the name that we are champion, the name that attracted many. That is the name many died for. That is the name we know. Anybody that wants to introduce any other thing, we have the bottle over, sell out. So just like I'm calling these wolves. I'm bottle over. Because I go her by telling people stop financing IPOB, stop contributing, making your contribution to IPOB. So each other I dissolve IPOB, can Biafra struggle, because there's no other group that champions Biafra struggle now, and if not IPOB. The man you enemy, you are a sellout. You're a bot over. I will call you that openly. Call you that openly without even any remorse. Because your actions suggest that. And here I bring this to an end. Thank you for joining me. And from here, I say good night, everybody.